Bing bong.
So I actually think that Glass Onion is even better than the original Knives Out film. Now, I did want to say that sometimes when it comes to movies that get sequels, a lot of people are very quick to say that, well, the first one was actually better. I do think that sometimes there is recency bias where you might like the sequel better just because it's the one you saw most recently. But in this case, I actually think that Glass Onion does everything Knives Out did, but even better than the original film. So I was very excited when they first announced there were going to be more Knives Out mystery movies coming, and Glass Onion was the first sequel of this bunch. I believe they're going to be doing about 3 or 4 of these. And to jump right into it, one of the things that Glass Onion does so well is taking something from the original Knives Out movie, which I guess I might be about to spoil, and tweaking it just a little bit that makes Glass Onion work, in my opinion, better than the original film. That is that in the original Knives Out movie, they tell you who done it about 40 minutes in the movie. I remember texting my friend and being like, what? Why would you do this? This is such a bizarre choice. I did think that in the long term of that movie, choice actually did work out. It wasn't as devastatingly confusing as I thought it was originally when I first saw it. But in Glass Onion, they actually take that and they tweak it just a little bit. They don't tell you who done it, although maybe if you're paying very, very close attention and you just have godlike intuition, you already know. They take a little bit of that twist, kind of pause the movie halfway through, start to explain why some of the things that happened in the first half of the movie were happening in a certain way. And I really appreciate the first film did this as well, but a film like Glass Onion really rewards people who are paying very, very close attention to what's going on in the movie. One of the other great things about a murder mystery like Glass Onion is that there is no wasted motion. In a murder mystery, you do not want too many scenes or too many lines of dialogue that don't actually matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. But every line of dialogue, every scene, every shot in this movie needs to be there. And overall, this film in general just feels like it was made by people who love cinema. They love that Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino style of cinema. This film is beautifully shot. There are some, I always say it, there are some shots in this movie that could be paintings. They could be hanging up on this wall right behind me. So much of this film is so well thought out. And if you're somebody that just loves film and you love these types of stories, you really, really are going to appreciate what this movie is trying to do. Now, all that being said, one of the things that made Knives Out such a special movie, and one of the things that they've carried over into Glass Onion, is the amazing casting and chemistry that everybody in these movies has with each other. I loved the original cast of Knives Out. I thought they all worked really well together. Obviously, Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc is just quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in film, but I also think that Glass Onion had an even better cast than the original movie. I liked the atmosphere a lot better. I liked where they shot the movie a lot better. But the cast in this film, Dave Batista, okay, one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid growing up. He was awesome, but he's also a really good actor. He is so talented, so much different range that we're seeing. I think he's finally eventually going to get some sort of lead role in some upcoming movie over the next few years. But in this movie, he plays his role so well. It is such an, he's a gem. He's an absolute gem. Edward Norton's fantastic. Daniel Craig is fantastic. But Janelle Monáe, before I saw this movie, I heard a lot of people talking about her performance. And as you're watching the movie, you're kind of like, okay, I mean, it's good. It's like sort of fine. And then the movie picks up, and this is like Lupita Nyong'o in Us. You're just like, oh, this woman just took it to another level. Janelle Monáe, incredible singer, also an incredible actor. Such a great job by her in this movie, elevating the entire film, I would argue, into another stratosphere. Glass Onion is so well done, and the performances of the actors in this movie are one of the main reasons why it works as well as it does. So it's safe to say that Rian Johnson has done it yet again. The first Knives Out was great. The second one is great. I think that at this point, he is on pace to basically put out 3 or 4 of the best murder mystery films possibly ever made. That's very exciting if you like these first 2 movies, and it does seem like this franchise is not slowing down. The quality of Glass Onion takes Knives Out and bumps it up even more to a point where now it just seems like it's guaranteed that the third movie is also going to be a banger The fourth movie is also going to be a banger. Rian Johnson, aside from Star Wars, just does not miss. He's really, really talented. He knows these characters. He knows where he wants these stories to go. And I like that there are elements of Knives Out that he took, he looked at, and he found ways to improve them for this sequel, a sequel that I think outshines the original, which was already an incredibly well done movie, but taking what worked in that film and elevating it to another level makes Glass Onion one of my favorite movies of 2022. If you have not checked out Glass Onion yet, I highly recommend it if you like murder mysteries. If you just like really, really well done, well shot, well acted movies, this is one you do not want to miss. And lastly, I want to thank everybody for your love on the channel. I think when I started the year, I had a couple hundred subscribers. Now we're over 2K. That's kind of insane. I didn't really think that many people were ever going to want to watch these videos. I appreciate all of you. Unfortunately, I cannot do this full time because I do have so many other video ideas that I really want to make. Hopefully next year, I'll finally get around to them, but I appreciate all the love and support. So many nice comments, people finding this channel, watching random reviews that I've made. There are so many like little movies that I try to watch and shine. And it's just always fun seeing people who like my reviews or don't like my reviews because I have squinty eyes, whatever it is. Thank you for tuning into the channel throughout this year and making it really, really special. I will see all of you in 2023.